They called it the greatest tennis match ever played. A singular, unforgettable moment etched into the annals of sporting legend. But what if the greatest match was actually two? What if the drama, the tension, and the sheer, unadulterated brilliance unfolded not once, but twice within the same epic encounter? This is the story of Wimbledon, where lightning struck not once, but twice. It is the tale of a rivalry that transcended sport, a battle of wills that pushed human limits, and a day that forever changed the landscape of tennis. Prepare to journey back to a moment when history hung in the balance, and two titans clashed for immortality. The year was 2008. The hallowed grounds of Wimbledon, steeped in tradition and whispered legend, prepared for its annual spectacle. But this year felt different. An undercurrent of anticipation, a sense of impending destiny, permeated the air. At the heart of this anticipation stood Roger Federer, the undisputed king of grass. He was a monarch in his prime, a maestro of elegance and precision. Federer had reigned supreme at Wimbledon for 5 consecutive years, a streak of dominance that seemed unbreakable. His pursuit of a 6th straight title would surpass Bjorn Borg's open-era record, cementing his legacy as the greatest grass court player of all time. Yet, a storm was brewing on the horizon. A force of nature named Rafael Nadal, the young Spaniard, a whirlwind of power and passion, had conquered the clay courts of Roland Garros with an iron grip. He was the antithesis of Federer's serene grace, a relentless warrior who chased every ball with unyielding ferocity. Nadal had twice reached the Wimbledon final, only to be thwarted by Federer on both occasions. Each defeat fueled his burning desire, transforming setbacks into an unshakable resolve. He was no longer just a clay court specialist. He had meticulously honed his grass court game, adapting his powerful forehand and relentless movement to the slick surface. Their rivalry had become the defining narrative of modern tennis. Federer, the stoic artist, against Nadal, the fiery competitor. Their contrasting styles, their mutual respect, and their unparalleled talent created a captivating dynamic. This was more than just a sporting contest. It was a clash of philosophies, a battle for the soul of tennis. The stakes were immense, almost unfathomable. For Federer, it was about preserving his dynasty, extending his reign, and claiming an unprecedented piece of history. For Nadal, it was about breaking through, conquering the one major title that had eluded him, and proving his all-court supremacy. The pressure on both men was unbearable, a crushing weight of expectation from millions around the globe. Wimbledon's center court, the cathedral of tennis, awaited its gladiators. The world held its breath, knowing that something extraordinary was about to unfold. This was not merely a match. It was a crucible, a test of endurance, skill, and mental fortitude. It was a moment destined to become legend. The final began, and from the very first serve, it was clear this was no ordinary contest. The air crackled with intensity, each point a miniature drop. Federer, with his effortless serve and balletic movement, sought to impose his rhythm. Nadal, a coiled spring of energy, unleashed his heavy topspin and relentless retrieving. The opening set was a masterclass in controlled aggression from Nadal. He broke Federer early, his forehand finding impossible angles, his defense impenetrable. The Spaniard's newfound comfort on grass was evident as he moved with a fluidity that belied his powerful frame. He claimed the first set, a clear statement of intent. Federer, unaccustomed to being pushed so hard on his favorite surface, responded with characteristic resilience. The second set saw him elevate his game, finding his range on his serve and unleashing his elegant backhand. The rallies grew longer, more brutal, each shot imbued with purpose and precision. Yet, Nadal held firm, matching Federer blow for blow. The tension was palpable, a thick blanket over center court. Every unforced error drew a collective gasp. Every winner erupted in a roar. Nadal, with his unwavering focus, secured a crucial break late in the second set. He served it out with steely nerves, taking a commanding 2-sets-to-love lead. The crowd, accustomed to Federer's dominance, watched in stunned silence. Never before had the Swiss maestro been pushed to such an extent in a Wimbledon final. Nadal was playing with an intensity and belief that seemed to defy the odds, dismantling the king on his own turf. It was a performance of breathtaking power and tactical brilliance. This was the first lightning strike. Nadal, the challenger, had seized control, pushing the five-time champion to the brink. The narrative of Federer's invincibility at Wimbledon was crumbling, point by agonizing point. The match was already a classic, a testament to the incredible skill and mental fortitude of both athletes. But the story was far from over. Just as the match reached its fever pitch, with Nadal holding a 2-sets-to-love lead, the heavens opened. A sudden, torrential downpour descended upon center court, forcing an immediate suspension of play. The covers were swiftly deployed, shielding the hallowed grass from the elements. The rain delay, initially a mere inconvenience, quickly transformed into another layer of drama. For Nadal, it was a moment to reflect on his dominant start, to perhaps calm the adrenaline coursing through his veins. But it also offered Federer a reprieve, a chance to regroup, to strategize, and to confront the daunting deficit he faced. The break was a psychological battle as much as a physical one. Both players retreated to the locker rooms, left alone with their thoughts, their doubts, and their burning desires. For Federer, it was an opportunity to reset, to find a way to unlock Nadal's relentless defense. For Nadal, it was a test of his mental fortitude, to maintain his intensity and not allow the momentum to shift. The crowd, huddled under umbrellas, waited patiently, their anticipation only growing with each passing minute. The delay added an almost unbearable suspense to the already gripping narrative. Would the break favor the struggling champion, allowing him to find his rhythm? Or would Nadal emerge with his focus sharpened, ready to deliver the knockout blow? The uncertainty hung heavy in the air. The rain, an uninvited guest, had paused the physical contest, but it had amplified the mental one. It was a moment of quiet contemplation before the storm, a brief respite before the final, decisive acts of this unfolding epic. The stage was set for a dramatic resumption, with the outcome still very much in doubt. When play finally resumed, the atmosphere was electric. The rain had cleared, but the tension remained, thick and palpable. Federer, refreshed and refocused, emerged with renewed determination. He knew his reign was on the line, and he fought back with the ferocity of a cornered lion. The third set became a testament to Federer's championship pedigree. He elevated his serve, found his rhythm on his ground strokes, and began to dictate points. The elegance returned to his game, punctuated by flashes of brilliance. He broke Nadal, a rare feat, and served out the set with conviction, narrowing the deficit. The momentum had shifted, and the crowd roared its approval. But Nadal was not to be broken. The fourth set was a brutal exchange of power and precision, each game a mini-battle. Both players held serve with remarkable consistency, pushing each other to the absolute limit. The set inevitably went to a tiebreak, a high-stakes shootout. This tiebreak was where the second lightning strike truly began. Federer, facing 2 championship points, produced moments of sheer genius. He saved the first with a breathtaking backhand passing shot down the line, a shot of impossible angles and audacious execution. Then, on the second, he unleashed a forehand winner that clipped the line, defying Nadal's desperate lunge. The crowd erupted, a wave of disbelief and exhilaration washing over center court. Federer had snatched the set from the jaws of defeat, leveling the match at 2 sets all. It was an astonishing comeback, a display of mental toughness that few athletes could ever hope to replicate. The match, already a classic, had now ascended to legendary status. The fifth set began under fading light, the clock ticking past 9 p.m. The All England Club, usually quiet by this hour, was alive with the roar of the crowd. This was uncharted territory, a final set of a Wimbledon final stretching into the twilight. Every point was a monumental effort, every game a test of will. Nadal, despite the crushing disappointment of losing the fourth set, refused to yield. He continued to pound his forehand, his relentless energy seemingly inexhaustible. Federer, though visibly fatigued, summoned reserves of strength and artistry. They traded blows, each holding serve, pushing the match deeper into the night. The tension was almost unbearable. The score crept higher, 6-all, 7-all, 8-all. There was no tiebreak in the final set of Wimbledon, meaning one player had to win by 2 clear games. The physical and mental toll was immense, pushing both men to the absolute limits of human endurance. At 7-7, Nadal earned a crucial breakpoint. He capitalized, unleashing a forehand that Federer could only net. The Spaniard had to break, And now, after 4 hours and 48 minutes of grueling battle, he would serve for the championship. The weight of history, of 5 years of triumph, rested on his shoulders. Nadal stepped to the line, his face a mask of concentration. He served, and the final rally began. Federer, desperate, returned with all his might, but Nadal, with one last surge of power, struck a forehand that landed just inside the baseline. Federer's return drifted long. The match was over. Rafael Nadal had finally conquered Wimbledon, defeating Roger Federer in what many immediately hailed as the greatest tennis match ever played. The final score: 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 6-7, 9-7. It was a victory forged in resilience, a triumph born from relentless effort, and a moment that saw lightning strike twice, delivering an unforgettable spectacle. The immediate aftermath was a mixture of exhaustion and elation. Nadal collapsed to the ground, overcome with emotion, his dream finally realized. Federer, gracious in defeat, walked to the net, offering a handshake that spoke volumes of their mutual respect. The crowd, on its feet, delivered a thunderous ovation, acknowledging the extraordinary spectacle they had just witnessed. This match was more than just a victory for Rafael Nadal. It was a seismic shift in the landscape of tennis. It marked the moment Nadal truly transcended his clay court dominance, proving he could conquer any surface, anywhere. It solidified his place as a true all-court champion, and a legitimate rival to Federer's claim as the greatest of all time. For Federer, the loss was undoubtedly painful, ending his historic streak. Yet it also served to humanize him, to show his vulnerability, and ultimately, to highlight his incredible fighting spirit. His comeback from 2 sets down, saving championship points, only added to his legend, even in defeat. The 2008 Wimbledon final became a benchmark, a standard against which all future epic matches would be measured. It showcased the pinnacle of athletic achievement, the beauty of competition, and the raw, unscripted drama that only live sport can deliver. It was a testament to perseverance, to pushing beyond perceived limits, and to the sheer will to win. The match's impact resonated far beyond the tennis world. It became a cultural touchstone, a story of 2 extraordinary individuals pushing each other to unprecedented heights. It reminded us that true greatness is often forged in the crucible of intense rivalry, where mutual respect fuels unparalleled performance. What was your favorite moment of this epic match? Was it Federer's incredible championship point saves, or Nadal's relentless pursuit of victory? Let us know in the comments below, and share your memories of this historic day. If you found this journey into tennis history as compelling as we did, please give this video a like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing sports stories, deep dives into legendary rivalries, and explorations of the moments that define sporting history. Join our community as we continue to uncover the tales that make sports truly unforgettable. If this caught your attention, the next video uncovers the events that changed everything. Watch it now to complete the timeline. Don't miss it for anything.